Mike Story in the house. We are talking about overhyped players that are maybe not overhyped, but they're getting steamy
players.
Up.
Is that a steam whistle?
What the hell's going on over there?
Worth the hype players, because
There's
a lot of hype.
So
I don't know
much
if this is your first year playing fantasy football, it's tough to cut through all the noise, all the hype that we see year in and year out. I feel like this year more so than anything,
It's gotten progressively worse just because now there's so many platforms. You got so many people covering training camp, and every clip is shown, right?
Yes.
Every badass route with no pads is shown. Everything about these guys is reported. So, and it could be also in the negative as well. If bad reports come out, but it's all just, smoke.
So before we begin, how do you approach the offseason news then? Not necessarily news, injury news, but like when you see that DJ Moore made a spectacular one-handed catch in grabs when it's 7-on-7s and he's only wearing upper pads. Like, is that something worth paying attention to? Or is it more so, everybody's being hyped up, so it's probably more important to pay attention to the negative stuff that comes out, like Najee Harris's eye injury?
So that stuff I pay attention to, injury stuff. I pay more attention to negative buzz than positive buzz because rose-colored glasses, those kind of things, like coaches, beat reporters, other players, they're going to usually puff people up.
Beat reporters are going to puff people
unless you're
up.
Tyreek Hill, who's going to talk shit about his teammates, usually the negative stuff is way more accurate than the positive stuff. You don't know how accurate it is.
Correct.
We don't.
And coaches lie.
Dante Thornton, we
All
don't
the
know.
time.
Can he actually read a playbook? Is he Jalen Hyatt? Like, too much hype. And that's not even a guy we're going to talk about, but that's an example. So I pay attention to that and the injury stuff, man. Like, that is risky. Like, when they're injured, when they're not even playing football yet, and they're going to go into the season injured, I'm out on that one.
I mean, we saw it last year with Brandon Ayuk. It seems like they always start slow. So, anyway.
So, I got 10 names here. Just guys that have been hyped up, and not even, because I've been doing best ball drafts since May, and from where I've seen they've been, but even the start of, like, quote-unquote redraft season 3 weeks ago with certain news things and just depth chart pieces and puff pieces where these guys are going now, and it's sometimes getting a little out of control. I have one quick thing for you, though, you're going to love this, about the counselor.
Per usual.
So he had a short come out today. Of course, I click on it. It says 3 players. The short was 3 must-draft players. You ready for these? Omarion Hampton, Emeka Egbuka, and Tyler Warren.
Oh, boy.
Like, that is just so chalk, and they're also 3 rookies. So if you're going to go, he wants you to draft all 3 of those guys in the same team. They're all really, really, really steamed up right now, and they're all rookies. We've never seen them play it down in the NFL.
Have you browsed? Have you browsed through Twitter or X as it's
all
called
people
now?
Are talking about
recently.
Not only do all of these people exist, but they have been asking for their mail on a daily basis. It's all they're talking about up there. Jeez.
There's a ton of content creation. It feels like it's volume over quality, and it's all about like draft these upside running backs in your late round, and a guy will list 15 run. It's just half the league's backup running backs,
and majority of them are rookies too.
So
like
then when 2026 rolls around. And it's, I told you to draft these guys last year.
Yeah, I hit on 4 of them.
Right, okay. Right.
What about the other 11?
Right, when throwing 17 darts at a board, eventually you're going to hit a bullseye, right?
But it's like you hear nothing about Chris Olave. He's healthy. He played in the preseason. He looked good. He's 25 years old?
You like that pick?
Yeah.
A couple nights ago?
He's 25 years old? Mm-hmm. Like, why would we be taking Emeka Egbuka? I get, like, the hype, but, like, that's a quote. They're both going in the same range. And, like, no one's telling you to draft Chris Olave, and it's always draft this rookie because we haven't seen it. We also we've seen a lot of rookies bust.
True. That is also true.
And, Chris Olave is not going to bust. So, like, incorporate some safety. All right, we're going to get to these names. They're good names. First name, I'm going to go kind of ADP order here. So, who's going highest? Omarion Hampton's the first guy. He has not quite been, he's been steamed up from the Najee Harris eye injury, so it's been about a month. But he is going around pick 32 in the 4 PPR drafts I've done. 33, 34, 32, and 30 he's gone. So consistently like middle of the 3rd round. I actually don't hate this one. Especially if Najee Harris is out.
I don't either. I mean, so for each of these guys, I've got the yes case worth the hype and then the no case. And then I'll tell you what I actually think. So when it comes to Hampton, great hands, great pass protector. He's got every down ability, right? It's a run-friendly offense. He's got the upside to be a real difference maker in fantasy football. And there's really nothing behind him on the depth chart except for Kamani Vidal and Najee Harris, but we don't know what Najee Harris' status is. So if that's worse than they're letting on, yay, to the moon for Omarion Hampton. On the other side, if Najee Harris is back by week 1, which is kind of the speculation now, that limits Hampton's potential right out of the gate. Greg Roman offenses rarely feature a pass-catching running back. We've talked about this. He's regularly ranked 30, 31st, 32nd in passes to the running back. So even in a half PPR, you're looking at not any real pass-catching upside there unless things change. And Rashawn Slater got hurt, which we don't know how that's going to affect the overall offense, let alone the run game.
It's not going to help.
No. All of that said, sounds like more negative than positive. I'm still in on Hampton because he does boast a skill set and an opportunity that could lend itself to a true 3-down workhorse role.
I don't think he's quite the player that we're being sold. He's not, like, I've heard he's like, some people said he's as good as Ashton Genty. Like, that's fucking crazy.
No, I don't believe it.
But he is definitely a better player than J.K. Dobbins was last year. Can we agree with that?
Yes.
And J.K. Dobbins in a 60-40 timeshare with Gus Edwards put up high-end RB2 numbers, right, which is kind of where he's being drafted. So I feel like that's kind of his floor. I feel like he doesn't have crazy range of outcomes. He's going to just kind of be... He's more of a safe guy, where the next guy, TreVeyon Henderson, has much more range of outcomes.
I don't think it's possible for Omarion Hampton to bust barring injury this year.
In the third round, he could bust and be like I said, a mid-range RB2, which wouldn't be a bad bust because he's still a workhorse running back.
So, yeah, it could take Hampton some time to adjust to the NFL, but if he just takes what's given to him, I don't see any way that he actually busts in the third round.
So you're in there. You would take him there, or are you like you're not going to reach earlier than that?
I'd love for him to fall to the fourth. I don't think that's realistic anymore. So I would take him everywhere in the third. Getting into the second is a little too rich.
But is it like a lukewarm? Like you're fine with it? You're not super excited about it there though, but you'll do it.
I'm not because there's a ton of guys that are going around him, like Alvin Kamara, who's got PPR upside.
Yeah.
Right. Like
James
Cook. I mean, if you want to go tight end, George Kittle's in that range.
Yeah.
So there's
Tyreek Hill's in that range.
There's enough around him where I'm a little trepidatious, but I'm also worried about. We've talked about it. The guys that I think can burn me if I don't get any of them, and this is one that I'm concerned about missing out on.
All right, next guy. This guy is the steam whistle of steam whistles,
and this is all over. What, the last week and a half? 2 weeks?
TreVeyon Henderson, the 4 drafts I have, he's gone 42nd, 35th, 33, and 26. The last one, last night that I streamed, he went 26.
26 overall?
That's the second pick in the third round, yes.
Holy crap. Okay.
That's an average of about 34. So, again, right around Hampton, that's mid to late second or third round. That's fucking crazy. And here's my thing, is a month ago when we did our running back ranks, or it was our running back tiers, right? It was Harvey and it was Henderson, and Harvey was ahead of Henderson. And what's changed besides the preseason highlights?
Oh, it's the hype around preseason.
I'm saying, what has changed? Like, has Harvey...
Nothing has changed with Harvey. Is Stevenson hurt?
Yeah, but...
Okay.
Not really,
okay.
though. I think he's going to be ready. They're just resting him. He's a veteran.
Right.
So maybe that a little bit, but that's not like in Joe Mixon's situation with Nick Chubb. It's not like anything like that. It's...
I mean,
so RJ Harvey is going, pick 60?
Harvey, yeah. So, I mean, Henderson's ADP and a PPR, 47.
Harvey's going around early 60s.
Yes. For Harvey.
So, what has changed?
At value, I like Harvey over Henderson.
Oh, I mean, it's not even close because they're...
But, I mean, the
situation's the same.
The ADP would tell you that Henderson is a better pick, right? Like...
But he's not. I mean, who's a better offense goes to the Broncos.
Okay.
Who's a better player? Henderson is a better player. We're not debating that.
I'm not debating
that.
He's
a more explosive player.
Right.
Workload though, they kind of comp to the same. I think Henderson has worked his way. He showed more from all the reports, but I think they're both going to start off in 50-50 timeshares.
Yeah.
So are you in on Henderson at this price?
It's a little rough, right? Henderson's got the combination of size, speed, explosiveness. He's not really game script dependent.
Do you like him returning kicks though? Because I don't.
I don't care. I don't care about that.
But I'm saying that's just going to take away some snaps from him. Unless he scores a touchdown, you get 0 points in most leagues. I don't want my starting running back returning kicks.
No, you don't want it. But there was a big brouhaha about Kyron Williams returning punts last year.
Yeah.
Look how that turned out. Coaches understand that unless you're in college, you're not going to give your playmakers the ball on special teams. That's just not going to happen.
Would you take Henderson over Kamara? Over Cook? Over the tiny dancer Kenneth Walker, those guys. Over Breece Hall.
Over Breece Hall, yes. That's
but I still think that's crazy because who's going to have more? I know the offense. Who's going to have more work?
That's an easy one because I think the Patriots offense is going to take a step forward. The problem is his ADP is to the point that he's no longer a value, right? Stevenson's a guy they like. They paid him. He's on the roster. He's not going anywhere. This could be a split backfield, like you said. At the same point, if this offense even takes a little step forward, the lead back there is going to have tremendous value, much more than the Jets. And even, like, Kamara is a PPR upside machine. But what if he's done? Right? His efficiency metrics have trended downward the last 3 years in a row. What if he's actually done? Do you want the guy that's got the upside on an ascending offense versus probably the worst offense in the league, and all he can do to make something happen is catch passes? I don't know. That one's tough. I think you could take who falls to you, realistically.
Okay.
Oh, in casual leagues, is the name TreVeyon Henderson going to move the needle as much as Alvin Kamara, who's been in the league for 6 years? Right?
Yeah, I can't buy into this. It's way too early. It's risky, man.
I mean, he's no longer a value. That's just
No.
that's the fact.
How much higher can he finish than this? Like, can he be a top 5 running back?
No.
So why are we
No.
taking him in the 3rd round?
I mean, realistically, he's not going in the 3rd round. He's going
No, I just told you he's going in the 3rd round every time.
What are you talking? You're talking about high value dollar drafts. We're talking to people who are playing in home leagues and office leagues.
I'm
that
just
kind of
going
stuff.
off the $250 drafts I've done.
That is nonsense because you got people. Nobody's playing in a $250 draft unless they got stupid disposable income or they're actually like
I'm
hardcore,
poor, bro.
Unless they're hardcore fantasy football enthusiasts.
I see.
In your home league, he's still going at the end of the 4th round. So that is a reasonable ADP, and I think it's fair to take him there.
Okay, so yeah, we're both kind of off that one. Next one, Emeka Egbuka. He is early 6th rounds, crazy hype, and there's good reason for this. It's the Godwin being out. It's also more McMillan.
Also,
and Rashad White
we
being
forget
hurt.
he was drafted in the 1st round.
I know he was.
Right?
He's a good talent.
16, 17, 18 overall, something like that.
He's gone 59th, 62, 69th, and 60. So we're saying early 6th round for him. Do you like him there? I know you love it, Egbuka.
I do.
But do you think that's too high?
Okay, so McMillan's not going to play for half the season. Godwin's out for at least the first 4 games. Evans is no longer a chain mover, right? So who's gonna be the go-to guy on 3rd down? It's going to be Egbuka.
Maybe.
Kate Otten, maybe.
I mean, maybe. We just don't know. Here's the question I'll ask you. Some of the reports coming out about Chris Godwin are more positive than we thought. Where they're not putting him on IR. So he might still miss 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
But it's not going to be like 6 or 7. And it might take a couple weeks to come back full strength. When he comes back, who's getting a bigger target share? Chris Godwin or Emeka Egbuka?
Well, what if Chris Godwin comes back and he starts slow?
Well, these are the what ifs. Let's just assume that he at least halfway through the year, he's back to 80% of Chris Godwin. Playing the slot role.
Okay.
Who has a better target share, Egbuka or him?
I don't know. Because what does Egbuka do during those first 4 games?
All I'm saying is there's a chance after 5 weeks you're drafting the wide receiver 3 in that offense.
Right. You could be basically what you're saying is you could be drafting an expiring asset, right?
Yeah.
He could be really good the first 4 weeks, and then Godwin comes back, and now he's relegated to.
Dude, he'll just be a wide
60
receiver 3.
Yes,
Which is fine, like an
the
actual
question
fantasy
is
wide receiver
Egbuka
3.
big enough talent, and is he going to capitalize on the opportunity that they can't keep him off the field? Now they're not going to run 3 wide receiver sets every single play, obviously, but like Godwin, if he comes back, I get that they paid him, but if this team is humming, why would you shake things up with a Chris Godwin as talented as he is? It's difficult to say. But also, what's the difference between what Marvin Harrison had last year? Why was Harrison being drafted in the 4th last year and Egbuka is only being drafted in the 6th?
Because Harrison's the clear-cut number 1 and Mike Evans is there. I mean Marvin Harrison.
You could argue that Trey McBride's
Marvin Harrison was sold as a generational player. Now, he didn't quite show that last year, but Marvin Harrison's a way better prospect than Egbuka. It's not even close, dude. Come on, it's not close.
The receiving leader at the Ohio State University?
So, you're lukewarm on that? Will you take him there, or do you want... I mean, obviously, we all want these players to fall, but that's not the exercise. Talk about the next guy. We'll compare him. You want Travis Hunter, full PPR, or you want Egbuka?
And this is not an IDP league, right?
No, just normal, full PPR, standard PPR scoring.
Right. So Hunter, where is Hunter? Our boy Hunter.
He's usually going like mid-60s.
70. So technically is behind, or he's ahead of Egbuka. I would probably go with...
Egbuka has gone ahead of Hunter in every draft I've
Then I'd probably go with Hunter.
But not at cost, like just in a vacuum.
Then
pick
Egbuka.
65, really.
Yeah, Egbuka. That's an easy pick for me.
You would agree that Travis Hunter is far and away a better talent than Egbuka, right?
I don't know that that's the case.
Wide receiver talent?
I don't know that that's the case.
From the guys I've heard, man.
Have you seen Egbuka's film? It's
have
incredible.
you seen Travis Hunter? I know Travis Hunter's film's weird.
I have seen his film. And I'm not convinced that he's the best wide receiver in this draft class.
I guess I'll say this. Travis Hunter is such a superior athlete. He's Malik Neighbors level athletic.
What do you think his receiving line is in Vegas?
It's not that high.
750. 700 in some places.
Yeah, and Egbuka's probably right
so
around
that's below guys like Michael Pittman.
I know.
Keon Coleman, Stephon Diggs.
Let's hammer that over. I think that's a really, really injury-baked number.
The big question,
right?
like if you're talking offense only, being a two-way player could limit his offensive opportunities and limit his overall production. Like there's a reason it's 750 versus, what?
I think Vegas is projecting him missing definitely more games than Egbuka, and that's the problem with Hunter. Egbuka doesn't comp as a guy that's going to get hurt.
No.
And Hunter does.
Yes.
So that's
big
he's
body
a riskier
receiver,
pick. But he has more. I feel like he's the more upside play.
Egbuka or Hunter?
Hunter. Because in no world is he going to be number 3 in his offense ever.
No.
I guess maybe if he's playing on a defense, but we don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm still convinced that he's going to play far more on offense.
And Hunter is actually the opposite. He has not been steamed up. He has actually been steamed down for some reason.
You're right. He's got a.
I just wanted to throw him in here.
He's
as
got
a
a
conversation
bigger
point.
offense, but I think you can still take the stab on Egbuka because Hunter's downside is literally like 2 for 12.
Kappa says if Hunter was just a wide receiver, would he have still been the second overall pick? No. I think he would have been. No,
absolutely not.
4th?
Absolutely not.
No. Oh, absolutely not. No, I think he would have, man. Because like I said, I hear.
Right, I get, but he won the Heisman because he was a two-way player, not because he was the best wide receiver in the country.
All right, let's move on.
Also, Ashton Jeanty should have won the Heisman.
That's true. Boise State though. Ricky Pearsall gaining a lot of steam. We talked about him a little bit. We talked about Juwan Jennings.
This is probably justified steam though.
His average ADP in the 4 I've done, again full PPR, is 69th overall.
Nice.
So you're looking at 6th round, 7th rounds.
Right. So 89 in call it casuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again we have to account for some lag. So call it 85. 80 to 85.
I love Ricky Pearsall. I love him. I love the Niners this year. I feel like they're all depreciated because that's a fucking system, man. It never fails. They blow 28-3 leads, as Kyle Shanahan does.
They do.
They blow leads in the Super Bowl, but they get to the Super Bowl. They get to the playoffs. Brock Purdy's good. That team is good.
I think you have to consider, is Jennings' injury a real injury, or is it a give me more money type injury? And is the potential IR designation just a threat tactic from the organization? At the same time, does it really matter? Right? Jennings, a 5th-year breakout. He had limited production prior to that. He had some amazing games. He had that 3-touchdown game. He had a really good season, but he also had some stinkers late in the season too. So let's not forget that. Small sample size on his production. So the big problem there is Pearsall's no longer a sleeper per se, right? He was a sleeper, but now he's going around wide receiver 30. So that's guys like DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, who just signed, right? So who do you want in that case? You want Pearsall on a team with an easy schedule, a solid quarterback, and a narrow target tree, or do you want a guy like McLaurin, who is a touchdown monster, or at least he was last year? DK Metcalf, who's the only game in town when it comes to that team.
Pearsall's a mystery box because we saw 3 games of it.
Right.
And we just know the offense. We know the fit, right? The role, which he's like Juwan Jennings is going to have his role. He's going to be on the line of scrimmage, running a lot of, he's not going to be having plays schemed up for him like Ricky Pearsall will. And his ability to beat man is pretty elite already in the NFL.
It's good.
So
Brandon Ayuk will also be back at some point here.
So you want Egbuka over Pearsall?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably would too. We'll see, man.
I still think the Buccaneers are a better offense than the 49ers, believe it or not.
They have a better and more stable offensive line, even with the Wirfs injury, which helps, man. I know no one cares about offensive lines, but I do.
Should.
Because you want players with good offensive lines. All right, next guy, Tyrone Tracy. This is mostly because Cam Scatterboom missed a chunk of training camp. He is back now. He played in the 3rd preseason game, but he would have been the guy that would have been getting this hype had he had a couple wow moments in the preseason, didn't get hurt, and had the reviews. But Tyrone Tracy, I have 71, 105, 81, and 90th overall in the drafts I've done. That is end of the 7th round. And Scatterboo is going...
Say those again?
71st, 105, 81, and 90.
Okay, so that's more in line with what ADP is on Fantasy Pros, where he's 79 in a PPR.
Meanwhile, you got Scatterbo going 104, 114, and 115. So he's going 10th round.
Yeah, 101. Okay.
So I get the the nice thing about Tracy is I feel like early in the year he's going to be a pretty reliable back-end RB2. In PPR, he's a pass catcher until Scatterbo gets his feet wet. But who do you like at cost? I'm guessing you're like Scatterbo at cost? 3 rounds later?
I don't know. That injury, I know he's back and he played, but...
Do you like Tracy at cost?
I feel
like it's a little high.
I took him at cost the other
I
night.
feel like it's a little high, man. And I'm a Tyrone Tracy guy.
Where did he go? He went 77. So, yeah, exactly. I took him exactly at cost.
I feel like I don't know, man. I just know he's definitely never going to be a league winner with that offense.
No.
With Scatterbo.
One of the worst offenses in the league. He's got Scatterbo nipping at his heels. They've got one of the toughest schedules in the league, too. Don't forget about that. But the other side of it is this is kind of an upside play when you consider if hamstrings tend to linger. If Scatterbo's hamstring reappears, if Malik Neighbors is more hurt than letting on, if there is actually concern there, a lot of this is going to have to funnel through Tyrone Tracy. And Jackson Dart looks like he could be a solid, serviceable backup to Russell Wilson.
We might have whiffed on that one, bro. I know it's preseason, but...
And the reports are Tyrone Tracy looks better, too. More confident. He's got more burst. He's more fluid. All around, it's could be a solid start to the year with upside down the line. I'm not sure that he's got as a good a chance to be on your roster at the end of the year as he doesn't.
I got to shout out the chat real quick. Hey, Stephen King's in the chat. We got a celebrity.
Jackpot.
It's actually my buddy.
Did you ever see The Mist?
Yeah. We love that movie. We love the ending. Stephen King's in the chat. It's actually a bartender, Stephen King. What up, dude? He says, it's a funny message. Hey, stranger, tell your amazing wife I said hello and miss you both.
Hey.
Now, out of context, that might sound a little strange. Hey, tell your wife I said hi. Fucking my wife, bro?
Say hi to your
But I had to throw that out there. Okay. What the hell? What were we talking about? Stephen King?
Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, I'm lukewarm on it. I love Tracy. It depends on the build. Like, I love him as a depth piece, and if I wait at running back, I'm comfortable with him as my RB2. But I'm going to load up my bench because I'm not expecting much the second half of the year, as in like RB2 production.
Right. Well, consider that like I needed just from a real world perspective, I needed an RB2 in that case, and so I stacked Tracy, Javonte Williams, and JCM. Jacory, Croskey, Merritt, hoping that one of those guys can stumble into an RB2 role to start the season.
So, next guy, Tyler Warren. Now, this is Steam City. He's in a sauna right now.
Hey, guys, the management needs everybody to get out because they caught a guy jerking off in here, and they're going to send in a crew to wipe down the loads. Go ahead. Go on. Let's go.
He is going end of the 6th round, which is just crazy to me. Yeah, early 7th. Here's the ADP I've had in my 4 leagues: 83rd, 75, 70, and 62. He went 62 last night. 60 fucking 2. Okay. So, man. So we'll call it 7th round. Call it end of the 7th round even if you want to go down that way. I'm just going to go off the ADP of these expensive leagues I'm playing.
Trying to find out where he went, and
he went early. He went ahead of Kelce.
He went
ahead of Kelce in the league last night.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't also jive. Because 88 on Fantasy Pros ADP.
Right.
This is in a PPR. Right?
He is going high as hell. You love Tyler Warren.
I do love it. He's a monster of a man.
Is it worth it there?
He's a man among... I mean, not
7th,
in the 6th
8th round. Let's say 7th. Say mid to late 7th.
I mean, he's making grown men look like children in the preseason.
You take him ahead of Mark Andrews?
3 catches, 40 yards, and a touchdown.
You take him ahead of Mark Andrews?
I mean, Mark Andrews is going to be a pretty steady touchdown, and it's touchdown and bust a lot. But... I mean, there's a real chance that the Colts passing game flows through Tyler Warren this year, right? Like,
yeah. But what is that passing game going to be? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what was the Raiders passing game last year? It's a very similar situation to Brock Bowers.
I get you.
It's tough to take much from the preseason when it comes to second and third string defensive teams, and this offense is going to be bottom 10 regardless of the quarterback. As much as I don't believe in the other pass catchers, there are a ton of guys there. I don't know, man. I was really hoping that Tyler Warren would stick in the 11th and 12th, and that'd be the guy that I'm going after. Like, this steaming up into the 7th round, that seems really untenable. It's still a rookie tight end, and despite Sam Laporta and Brock Bowers bucking the trend in recent years, it's still a tough position to learn. It's still difficult to make that transition, so I don't know. I want Tyler Warren, but in the 6th round, the 7th round, like
That's the idea of this exercise in this episode right now is, are they worth the hype? Because all the value is being just siphoned away from these guys.
Even if you consider, let's take the 88 at face value. Now you're giving up guys like Emeka Egbuka, Khalil Shakir, Juwan Jennings, Stephon Diggs, Jacoby Myers, we talked about him, Jaylen Warren, Deebo Samuel. I don't know. I mean, it's a tight end, right? How much of a difference maker could a tight end really be? At the same time, I want him. I want him places, so.
I know. It's the upside, right?
Yeah.
Next guy, this is the one I didn't give you on the list, is Jaylen Warren.
You gave me Jaylen Warren.
I did. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jaylen Warren is not like these other guys. Most of these guys are young players, rookies, guys we haven't seen. We've seen Jaylen Warren. And he is going, this is going to blow your mind, end of the 7th, early 8th in these PPR drafts.
Okay.
He is going in the last 4. The last 2 I've done, he's gone ahead of Caleb Johnson. Are you cool with that?
I mean, it doesn't really surprise me.
Do you like Jaylen Warren at cost? Do you like him in general?
Well,
And who are you taking?
okay.
I know it depends on the build. Are you taking Caleb Johnson or Jaylen Warren?
Hang on. So, I mean,
Mosquito.
good job. Aaron Rodgers, his arm might be cooked. And I know he had the most passing or 4th most. What Kappa's famous stat? He had the 3rd or 4th most passing attempts in the league last year. But I mean, we're talking PPR here because
Yes.
Jaylen Warren is a PPR upside guy.
All PPR. I get it.
Dinks and dunks in the running back position. He's by far a better pass catcher than Caleb Johnson, and Caleb Johnson's a rookie. And Aaron Rodgers hates when rookies make mistakes. So one whiff in pass protection that could send Caleb Johnson to the bench.
That's what I was saying all year when you had Caleb Johnson up super high.
At the same time, Arthur Smith couldn't even keep Bijan Robinson in the top 10 every week. So why am I going to invest in anybody in this offense?
But now the price on Caleb Johnson going around 82. That's money, dude.
Yeah.
That's money. Because he's a bench running back
But
for
this
you.
offense, but there's no pass catching upside, and if they're not scoring touchdowns, where
I wouldn't say no pass guy. It'd be like a Jonathan Taylor level.
okay
20
and they
something
barely
catches.
use him as a even though Jonathan Taylor's a pretty good pass catcher, they barely use
Yeah.
him as a pass catcher in his rookie year. Like if they're just winning 14-10, 17-14 every week, like where are these touchdowns coming from? Probably the tight ends, right? Because that's how this offense was probably going to operate. They're going to do just enough to win games. Jaylen Warren going up that high, like he's also got injury concerns. Don't forget, like he's been hurt in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know. If Caleb Johnson goes below, and we have yet to see it outside of these, but if he goes below Jaylen Warren, then yeah, I'm gonna click on Caleb Johnson every time.
Same. I love it as a third running back, too, especially because late in the year, I feel like they're going to use him more. Jacory, Croskey, Merritt, as they call him, Bill. So talk about a steam whistle. First draft is 103, and then he's been going 80. 80, 81, 80 the last 3 drafts, which is mid-7th. Early 7th, actually.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I mean, well, bottom line is his talent is undeniable. He's flashed incredibly in preseason. The one solid productive year he had in college out of the 6 that he was there was very relevant. He's impressed the coaches to the point that they shipped off Brian Robinson to the San Francisco 49ers. Rodriguez has been there a couple years. He's unproven. Austin Eckler, he's on the wrong side of the age cliff. He might be toast. At the same time, JCM's never really profiled as a prolific pass-catching running back. We kind of talked about that earlier. Eckler still exists. Chris Rodriguez also flashed in the preseason. This could be a nasty 3-way timeshare. And with Jaden Daniels snatching carries out of the backfield, you could be really disappointed. JCM being steamed up in the ninth round, you could be really disappointed in his output, at least to start the season.
No, we're steaming up to the 7th round, just so you know. And it's only going to get higher, I promise you. It's going to get higher. So you're telling me right now that he doesn't profile as a pass catcher. Now, when he has the ball in his hands, it's going to be nice, but he's like a worse version of Isaiah Pacheco as a pass catcher?
They're about the same. If you look at what Pacheco did at Rutgers.
And he might not get the goal line work.
That's true.
So he's an explosive player, but you're going to be getting between the 20s.
There was a blurb that came out that Chris Rodriguez is going to be the goal line back. But again, Chris Rodriguez has been there for 2 years and really hasn't been anything. He even as a backup, he hasn't seen much.
Who's the other guy they have there? They have another running back. He's not great. The hell is his name?
I'll look it up.
It's I should know this. He is like the definition of just a guy, but like, is he going to work in too? McNichols.
Jeremy McNichols.
Is he going to work in too? Is he a special teams guy?
Probably not. I mean, McNichols has been there
So
forever.
you're off this though, right? Like you would not be taking any JCM shares?
I mean, I have taken JCM. I took him in the 9th round. Like, that's an easy pick for me in the 9th round.
Okay, so I'm off.
If you need a running back, if you need a desperation running back, like, why wouldn't you take a shot? And then if it doesn't work, you're in the hole. You might as well try to work at the waiver wire. But if you're desperate, you could do worse than JCM.
I'd rather take Tootin 2-3 rounds later.
There's
Who's a better prospect, Tootin or JCM?
probably Tootin, but who's got a better situation right now?
It appears JCM.
It does appear that way.
Seemingly.
Seemingly.
Okay, last guy, Mathew Golden. So this is mostly because half of the receivers in Green Bay are hurt, and he's a rookie. So he's been 93 was the first.
This
draft
is really recent steam, by the way.
And 70, 81, then 85. He's going end of the 7th round.
So 93 is where they got him without ESPN leagues and CBS leagues.
End of the 7th.
42.
I think we both warmed on Golden a bit.
I have.
Because the Jaden Reed thing. I think Jaden Reed's ready week 1 personally.
Well,
but I'm a Tucker Kraft guy.
So we know that Golden's going to play in 2 wide receiver sets. Like, we know that now.
Yes. And he made a pretty badass catch in preseason.
Yeah, he's been
like a contested catch, which is
definitely
his forte.
flashed. Like, did you see that drop that Dontavian Wicks had the other day?
Well,
it's just ridiculous. So, like,
he couldn't catch keys. He couldn't catch keys if you threw him at him, dude. Hey, start my car.
He couldn't catch water if he fell out of a boat. That's the one I was like,
He gets open though.
Yeah, okay, but like you're actually going to have a guy that's starting in 2 wide receiver sets. They took him for a reason. They took him in the first round for a reason. So
yeah, the draft was in Green Bay.
At the same time, like,
their fans.
Even though he's starting in 2 wide receiver sets, how often is he going to come off the field? Are they going to treat him just like they treat all the other wide receivers there, which is just a rotating cast of disposable guys? And that's difficult to say. In the 7th round, I don't know. Do I trust that Green Bay offense enough? Do I trust what's his name, Matt LaFleur, in order to make Golden?
The passing game will be good. It's just where does it go? Is it super spread out?
I know.
We don't know.
That's my concern. Do I trust him enough to get him the ball? I think he's a solid talent, but I don't know. Where's he going right now?
8th round.
8th round.
End of 7.
8th round. Okay.
That's early, man. I mean, you're looking at.
What? I mean,
I'll tell you the players going around him.
Okay.
So you're looking at Deebo Samuel, Stephon Diggs. Like, you want Diggs over him, right?
I do.
Jordan Addison.
Probably not because of suspension.
Shakir.
He's hurt.
Dunze goes ahead of him. Jerry Jeudy.
No.
I hate Jerry. I shouldn't even have said that. That's the range, generally. Cooper Kupp.
No.
It's a gross range.
Is toast. Yeah, that's a gross range. So why wouldn't you just go take a shot on Matthew Golden?
Right.
Yeah, he went way late, but of course this is the IDP, so a bunch of IDP guys went above him. But he went in the 9th round in one league that I'm in.
All right, we're gonna get to the next episode. It was awesome.
And it's been a complete joy.